Okay. So one of the things that I just want to start off with is just a little bit of personal development, and just something that I have learned in this last just in my training that I'm doing right now. And so something I want you guys to keep in mind just while you're going through your fitness journey, while you're going through working with your business, trying to make things successful, is just to just keep in mind that this the small things are what are going to add up over time. And one of the big things that we've been talking about this last little while is having a mission statement. And so I think that Tanya, you probably heard this story. I'm going to share it briefly, but there's a trainer that I'm working with right now. His name is Josh Coates, and he shared a story about basically a military team, and they have a mission, and their commanding officer tells them there's 100 people in this, enemy war camp that you need to go and rescue. And here's your mission. You need to rescue all of them, and nobody in that camp who's an enemy can know that you were in there. And he just talks about how there's two types of soldiers that might happen in there if they don't adhere to those instructions. One soldier might say, okay, well, we're going to go in and we're going to take advantage of whatever opportunities we have. And if we see an easy way in, we're going to take it. And so, option one would be maybe you go in and you save, say, 10 people, and you can't find the other 90 because it's just not convenient. Maybe you're feeling like you're going to get found out by the enemy, whatever it is. So you can't find the other 90. You decide you're just going to blow the whole place up just to make sure the enemy doesn't, the other side doesn't have the advantage. Then you go back and your commanding officer says, okay, here's 10 people. Where's the other 90? And you say well, I don't know. They're in the blown up building, but these 10 are safe. So that's good, right? And it's it is good, but you also lost 90 of your own people. So that's kind of one idea. The other person is someone who maybe they just don't understand the mission at all. They it just goes in one ear and out the other. Their commanding officer tells them this, and they don't listen at all to what their instructions are. Those two people are both people who don't understand or don't live by their mission. And so Josh is huge on, he just talks about you have to understand your mission in order to be motivated to work on anything in life, whether it's that you're trying to lose weight or that you're trying to be a happier person, you're trying to build a business. It doesn't really matter what it is, but you have to have a mission for it. And if you don't have a mission, you don't have a specific sentence in mind that you want to always fall back on whenever things get hard, whenever things feel difficult, then it's going to be really difficult to keep moving forward and to move forward at the times, or at least, to have maybe one step back and two steps forward, or, something like that when you have something, a setback, or something that you feel like is a setback at the moment. So that's kind of my challenge to you guys, is to feel try and feel for and just think about this next few days. Think about what your mission is. Think about what you want to be remembered by. Mine is I feel like maybe it's a little rough right now, but Josh, he talked about having it be short and sweet. And so I'm trying to limit mine. You guys know I'm someone of many words. And so my mission is to inspire and empower moms and women to live a joy fit life. And to me, joy fit, joyful, I know it sounds kind of tacky, cheesy, whatever, but I want people to help people be happy and also be fit, physically fit, mentally fit, and emotionally fit. And I feel that kind of embodies what I'm hoping to accomplish. So the idea is that if you have your mission in the back of your mind, then you set goals every day for the number of people you're going to talk to, the number of people you're going to try and help. Then anytime that you're helping someone, that mission is what you fall back on. That's what you draw on when it feels like you're maybe struggling a little bit. And that's what gives you energy and keeps you moving forward. So that's my challenge to you guys, is to write your mission statement. Something short. And I'll try and share that training with you guys too. There's a whole training Josh does on your mission. So let me move into the power hour. So my power hour, I'm just going to kind of walk you guys through some of the things that I do. And I'm going to try and join from my phone too, so that I can show you. Sorry, I need to pull it up on my phone. I forgot. So What I want you to do is go ahead and go to your Facebook if you're able to. Julie, if you can go to it from your Facebook, like, and just have the phone, like the call open, then you can do that. But just go to your Facebook, and if you can't do it now, you can do it later. And I just want you to go to your main page, like your profile page. And I'm going to screen share so you guys can see what I do on Facebook here. If I can find screen share. Okay. Okay, so this is my Facebook page, and I'm not going to talk about like everything that I do with my Facebook page and all of the things that I've done with it. What I basically want to draw your attention to is where your friends are, how you can see who your current friends are. Go ahead and click on that. And then I want you to see your recently added friends. So these are like the people who you are consistently adding to your network. So that's going to bring us to, I'm going to have you guys look at this checklist, and this is something I will share with you in the Team Thrive page, or like in an email if you need that. But it's a checklist that I just made today that is where we're going to start. So the first one is to add 3 to 5 people to your network. This could be on Instagram, it could be on Facebook, or it could be on both. Ways to do this, I'll show you over in here. That's the wrong one. You can go to current friends. So like I'm just going to click on this girl. I have 9 mutual friends in common with her, but I'm going to look over here, and I'm going to go to the more if it doesn't show up, and I'm going to look for people that I may know who know her. And pretty much anyone whose profile picture I identify with, like this girl, Alex Stevens, looks like a mom of a young little boy who I feel like I would probably identify with pretty easily. So I'm going to hit add as a friend. Super simple, nothing complicated. I don't sit there and like dwell on it over and over again. That's just one way that I add people to my friend list. And same with like this girl right here. She looks like she's into outdoor stuff. She looks like she's active and fit, and she values like physical activity with her family. So I'm going to hit add as a friend, and I'm just going to wait. And eventually some people will respond back, some people won't. But that's just kind of how I start adding people as a friend. The other way that I do this is I go to different groups, like groups that I identify with. One group that is a good one to do is like, there's different wives clubs, there's mom groups, there's all kinds of groups that you can add to, and you can join. So this is one called the Wives Closet. I like clothes. Not really wearing anything cute right now, but that's okay. So I'm going to go into their members list. So I went from the discussion feed. I went over here where it says members, and there's little tags of people. And then I just clicked on the 3,076 members. That's 3,076 people who I can have a chance to connect with. And I'm going to hit join date because I want to see the most recent people who have joined. And again, like I just go through and I find people whose pictures maybe I identify with. She says she's a preschool pre-K teacher. I'm going to hover over her name, and if it lets me, then I'll add her as a friend, right? And it doesn't show that I can, so I can't add her. So I'm just going to add those people. If you feel uncomfortable doing that, you can go into the discussion feed, and you can like look through the pictures and like what pictures people have posted. Like, okay, she says, what do you wear when you work out? Garments, no garments, if you're LDS, you understand what that means. But I could just comment on here and just say, I just wear a sports bra and workout, can't type, leggings. I love bright colors. And that's it. And then after I comment on her post, then I go in here and I add her as a friend. Nothing complicated. I'm adding value. I'm kind of like adding my name into her, I guess, whatever you call it. Like I'm just putting it on her radar that I'm there. And that's just another way that you can add people to your network. So that's just with Facebook. And I'm probably just going to, I don't know. I can show you some Instagram stuff. I just don't want anyone to get overwhelmed. Instagram is really, really valuable. The trick with Instagram, if you're adding people on Instagram, you can do it from your computer. And you can also do it from your phone. I prefer from my phone just because that's where most people are accessing Instagram, and you can do more with it. That's where you can message people. But I'm going to go to, I'm trying to think who's someone I can go to. This is just an example. I'm going to go to Noelle. Noelle is, she's our Star Diamond upline in our group. She's my upline coach. But I'm going to go to her page, and I'm going to hit her followers. Right here, it says she's got 958 followers. Anyone who doesn't have a green line through it that says I'm following them, I'm just going to start going through and just say follow, follow, follow. Like super easy. All you have to do is click, 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 click. And you just do that for like 5 minutes, and you'll add or you'll at least request to follow like 20 or 30 people. The idea with adding people to your network, and the reason it's so important, is that eventually your warm market, the people that you are most familiar with, is going to just kind of dwindle down, or you're going to talk to almost all of them that are like in your niche market and in your ideal market, the kinds of people that you really would identify with and want to talk to. So like people in church, people in school, like some of those people you may not always like be connected with on a good level. Other people you're going to connect with really fast. Anyway, so that's just how I add people on Instagram, and you can do it by hashtags. I could search hashtag mommy days, and I click on the hashtag, and it's going to show me the posts that have mommy days on them. And if I see anyone whose posts I feel like look fun, or they look like I could identify with them, I can go in and I can just hit follow. That's just adding to your network. Okay. Doesn't take very long. I hope you guys, sorry, I kind of talked a lot, but I hope you guys got an opportunity to do a little bit of that. So I'm just going to stop right there and just ask if you guys have any questions. And I will unmute everybody for just a sec. How do we go? Okay. So go ahead and talk if you have questions. If you don't, then we can keep going. It's okay. Okay. If you're good, then we're going to keep going. I'm going to move on to, sorry, I thought I heard somebody. I'm going to move on to the next spot on my checklist. So the next thing, well, hold on, share screen. The next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to add value to the newest people in my network. And I usually spend maybe 5 to 8 minutes doing this. And I was talking through it, but usually adding 3 to 5 people to my network, it used to take me forever. Like, I'm not even joking. It used to take me like 20 minutes just to add people to my network because I was too worried about finding the right people. Just add. Like, that's really I know it sounds kind of tacky, but the more people that you add, the more people that you're going to be able to connect with. And the way that I think of it is that if I don't add them as a friend and they don't have an opportunity to look at my page and to see what kind of a person I am through my social posts, like my social media posts, then they're just, I'm never going to have another chance to connect with them. So that's kind of my thinking, is I can connect with more people by adding more people. So adding value, it's kind of similar to what I was doing in the Wives Club. It's just a comment or a like. But the way that I'm going to do it is I'm going to go to my profile page. And if you guys are on your Facebook, Julie, I'm not actually sure how it looks from your phone. Sorry, I forgot to tell you that. But I don't know how you see all of your friends on your phone. But on your computer, you can see a recently added. Well, I guess you can see it on your phone too, if you have like an updated Facebook. But going to like recently added friends, and I write down those people that I've recently added. Anyone who's a new person on my list, I'm going to go in, and I'm actually going to show you guys this briefly. I go in and I would add them on my TeamZ account. Can you guys all see the TeamZ page? Just give me like a thumbs up if you can. Okay. So adding contacts on my TeamZ, this is basically just letting me I'm going to just add this random person. I'm just going to say Tiffany, I don't know, I'm making up Lizard. Tiffany Lizard, not a real name. I'm going to add her, and then I would rank her based on how important she is. If she's someone who I feel like is like a mom, who someone that I identify with really well, who I think would like I would want to talk to more frequently, then I'm going to rank them as a 5. That means that on Teamsy, they're going to come up for me to talk to once every month. If they're not someone that I'm sure about, I'm just going to keep them at a 3. And if they're anything less than that, I'm not going to add them to my Teamsy network. So that's just how I add people there. But I'm going to go over here and I'm just going to click on their name to my recently added friends. And I'm just going to look through their current photos. So like any of their current pictures that they have that are more recent, I'm just going to hit like. I might comment like super cute. Basically all I'm doing is I'm popping up in their notifications. Like whenever they see like a comment, a direct comment on any of their photos, on any of their videos, it's going to pop up and my name is going to show up and they're going to see my name. And when they see my name, then they're going to be drawn over to my page and they're going to be like, okay, so who's this girl? Why is she liking all my stuff? How do I know her? Or do I know her at all? You know, those kinds of questions start running through people's minds. And the point though, is that it gets her over to my page where she can see like, you know, what I'm about. She can see some pictures that are kind of, I feel like, important to me and that they stand for who I am and whatnot. And she can just kind of look through my stuff. And if I'm smart, which I try to be, I'm not always, then I have something to do with my business or recipes or something that other people will identify with up pretty quick, within like a couple seconds of scrolling. Because that's all she's going to do is go and scroll down a few photos and just look. And so I'm adding to her. And so by definition, she should come back and add to me. It's kind of a give and take kind of thing. So adding value on Instagram, same thing, like liking and commenting. You can double tap on your computer or on your phone, but you're just coming up in their newsfeed. Another way you can do it is like on this girl, I'm going to go to her page. And when you're on your computer or on your phone, it's actually, it's a little bit different. There's like a little 3- thing that you can click on and it'll let you just scroll through Instagram posts instead of going back and clicking to each one. But you can just like on a couple of them and just say like double tap and then you can go in and comment if you want. On Instagram, I've had training for just like and then comment on at least, 2 or 3 of their photos. That way you're not like spamming their Instagram feed, but you're still kind of popping up. And when I add value, like I'm genuinely commenting like, hey, I love your hair in this picture, or you have the cutest family, you seem like a great mom, like things that I would want a compliment on myself. That's kind of what I feel like adding value is. And again, like I usually only spend maybe 5 to 8 minutes on that. So let me come back to... Is everybody good there? Does that make sense? Okay, now it's not super complicated. Do I have my Instagram set to private? Okay, so actually I don't set my Instagram to private. I do turn off my notifications, or sorry, my what is it called? My location on Facebook and Instagram. So nobody can see where I am, if that makes sense. Facebook and with Facebook and with Instagram, the best way to be able to reach people and to be successful is you have to be comfortable with. There's ways to do it without. Like if you literally are unable because you're like your husband has a job that requires more security and things like that. I know coaches who have that situation and their Instagram is set to private and they're still able to be successful. And there's ways to do it that way. There's also ways to like blacklist or like block a lot of different types of people who you wouldn't want to see your Instagram. And I can like show you some of those with a tool that I've been using. If you're like interested in that. But for the most part, the types of people that see your Instagram posts depend on your hashtags. And so if you're using hashtags that like good, normal, not creepy kinds of people use, then no weirdos, or for the most part, no weirdos are going to pop up as liking or commenting on your photos. And if they do, you can see it and you'll be able to block them immediately. So that's just kind of the way that I've dealt with it. And I try, like, there's just a few things that I just, with social media and things, that it's just safety, I guess, like, just to be safe. Like, I just try not to share pictures of my kids that, like, they're not wearing any clothes, or like only wearing a diaper. Just things that, like, just twisted people would take and use the wrong way. Like, I just try and be cautious. And so I hope that was helpful. Sorry. Okay. You guys can talk. Like, you really, like, you're not grounded from talking. Okay. What was I going to do next? Okay. So the next part, and we may just do this part. The next part is starting conversations. And this is like a great way to segue into invites. And let me go back. I didn't screen share. Sorry. This is like a great way to segue into conversations from things. So one of the things that I've talked to a few of you, I feel like I've talked to everyone on this call about it at least, is trying to be consistent about your posting. I'm trying, just like based on my training, to go out of my comfort zone, and instead of sharing like once every month or once every couple months sharing a transformation photo, I'm sharing a Transformation Tuesday post, and I'm sharing a Throwback Thursday post, or a Flashback Friday post. The reason for that is that with social media, anything that you post on social media once is only going to be seen by a fraction of the people that you're actually on social media and friends with. It's going to be seen by like some crazy fraction of the people who are online at the exact moment that you post it. That's basically the way that it breaks down. And so, like, that's why it's not a popularity contest. When you post something on social media and you don't get a lot of likes, it's not necessarily because nobody liked it. It's because they literally didn't see it, because of the algorithms that Facebook and Instagram have to, like, calculate how people see stuff. So to combat that, it's really good to be adding to your network, being active with talking and like commenting and liking at least on a couple photos of different people throughout each day. Because then you get new eyes. You get new eyes on each of your posts, and the more times that you're interacting with people, the more likely it is that you're going to be, they're going to see your stuff more frequently. They can also choose to follow you, which is great, because then they'll see you all the time. But that's just something to do to keep yourself aware. Like, and that's why I post my transformation story. That's why I'm posting a coach opportunity posts, like telling what I do for coaching and inviting other people to do coaching with me on Sunday nights. This is all just like part of the Art of Recruiting training that I'm doing right now. And so I just am trying to pass that on to you guys a little bit and encourage you guys to share that, because you're not going to annoy the people who want to see your transformation, if that makes sense. So don't feel cheesy, because the people who see the same thing, or who see, you posting a picture on Tuesday and then another one on Thursday of like a before and after, or like, Ashley, I know you're pregnant, so like just like a little bump picture or something like that, or like, showing your arm muscle that you still have an arm muscle even though you're pregnant, whatever it is. And like with Julie, like I know you have had like a 60-day program, like just showing every week's progress. Some of the top coaches have shown their week by week progress, and that's how you build a following, because people don't identify as much with the drastic every 30 days I have this photo. They identify with what they're looking at in the mirror every single day. And when they see in the mirror very slow, gradual changes happening, it's hard for them to identify with a picture that says like, okay, here was me at 200 pounds overweight, and here's me after I've lost 200 pounds. Like, it's really hard to identify with that and feel like that's doable. Do you know what I mean? And so when you're sharing your daily progress, that's what people identify with. But back to that. So the next thing is to start at least 5 new conversations with friends. That's just my challenge to you guys, is go for at least 5. 3 to 5 is good, but 5 is ideal. And these could be past friends that you just are reconnecting with. They could be new friends that you've added to, and you've liked or commented on some photos, or maybe you're genuinely curious about like how you know them as a friend. And then anyone who likes or comments on any of your posts that you have about like transformations, the coach opportunity, workouts, food, because they're people that you're already interested in whatever it is that you're sharing. And so just an idea, like a simple idea to message someone who likes your posts would be like, hi, thanks so much for the love on my post the other day about blankety blank, like about my transformation or, whatever. It means so much to have your encouragement. Are you on a health journey too? So that's one of the things that can be hard about social media. And I know like some of you guys have probably gotten messages from people who are maybe like just It Works consultants or other people. I feel like It Works. It Works people that I don't know. Like Julie, you and I know an It Works consultant pretty well, and she's super nice. But other people are they're just very like, they get straight to it, but they don't, I don't know. It just comes across as very like, I don't know. To me, it turns me off that I just don't even want to continue a conversation with them. And this is something that Josh gave us. He said that top coaches, like the top 10 coaches in the company, have like come together and helped him make this training that he's doing. And he just said this is something that they use all the time. It's not salesy. It's just a genuine like, thanks for the compliment. Basically, like by liking my post, you're complimenting me, or by commenting on it, whatever. It means so much to have your encouragement. Are you on a health journey too? If you've never talked to them about things before, that's a great way to just jump right in. And Josh puts it, the way that Josh Coates put it in our training this last week was, it's a great way to just basically say like, we're going to get right to business. I'm a coach. We're not going to talk about your cat for like 20 messages. Because I feel like I found myself doing that. And sometimes I catch myself now even like just talking to people, and we'll talk back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. And it's like not about anything in particular. And that's not going to help me help anyone. And so just like it makes it so that it's easier to just get right to the invite and right to the, like, I want to help you and I have the tools to do it. And that's kind of goes along with the next part too, like inviting 3 to 5 people to an upcoming group. You could pull from existing conversations, and you can use this script to go straight from from this starting the conversation to an invite. I'm just going to show you guys one example of why it's so helpful to post regularly about your story. This is the list of people who liked my Tuesday transformation post. These are all the people who liked, or I think it's just all the people who liked it. And I haven't even gone through all of them yet. Like that's how many people I got this time. Like I don't normally get that many people who like and comment on things. But all of these people, anyone who I've not talked to before, who's not a coach, then I am going to message them, and I'm just going to talk to them if I haven't talked to them already. And I'm just going to say something along the lines of like, hi, thanks for the love on my post. It really means a lot to me to have your encouragement. And it sounds like you feel like you're beating a dead horse when you copy and paste it, but they don't see each other's messages. They have no idea you're saying the same thing to everyone else. It's just like, I don't feel like it's any less genuine for me to do that multiple times to save myself a little time. And I can, tweak it a little bit. I could say something like, this is a girl who I met at the park. So maybe I'll message her and say something along the lines of like, hi, Megan, thanks so much. And I could copy and paste it, but I didn't yet. For the love on my transformation post. It meant so much to me to have your support. You can change it up every time if you feel like you need to like be a little bit more, I don't know, just make it different a little bit. I haven't seen you in a long time. I hope you're doing well. How is your running going? Because she runs. Send. Easy. Started a conversation. It took me about 20 seconds. Just try not to think too hard about it. If you overthink things, then it gets complicated. So I would just go through and just keep going down the list, talk to each of the people. And some of these people are coaches, and that's fine. It's not bad to have coaches who like, or like other coaches, challengers like on your posts, because it just means that they're seeing good things too. So that's just an idea for how you can start conversations and kind of do a mass invite every week. Like I'm just going to show you my TeamZ right here, my dashboard. So today was kind of I went above and beyond looking kind of a day because I had a post from yesterday that I had so many people that commented on or that liked on. And so I was trying today to message and talk to as many people as I could there. That's how I get my invites in. So like my goal is to invite at least 10 people every week, because the idea is that for every 10 people that you invite, at least one should eventually say yes. Like it's about 10% of the people you talk to is basically who you're going to have a chance of being actually able to be their coach and be able to help them the most. Some of you, like personally, were people who I talked to multiple times. So that's why it's important to follow up. And so like when you don't follow up, then you end up in a situation where they join as a coach under another coach. And then you go, wait, hold on, what just happened? Or, you know, just things happen and it's not a big deal. And eventually, like if it's meant to be, you like find each other again. But that was kind of funny, honestly, Ashley. I was kicking myself for like 2 weeks. Like, why didn't I just message her every time I thought of her? So the next thing that I usually do in my power hour, and sometimes I have to split this up, it just depends on what's going on with my life, is I check into my current challenge group. Right now we've got a challenge group on the challenge group app. So I'm just going to the app. I'm checking in, I'm commenting and liking on posts. I'm just making sure that people know that I'm there. You know what I mean? Because if I just post, as a coach, like I schedule posts as many times or as often as I can, because it just saves me time. It makes sure that I'm providing good content for the group. And it just makes it so I don't forget. But sometimes I forget to go back into the group and be like, hey, I'm actually here. I'm doing this with you, kind of a thing. And so when you're setting the example, when you are a coach and you're trying to share your story and be authentic with your journey, it's helpful if your current customers also feel like you're engaged with them. Checking into my challenge groups is also something that I could do. You know, an option for doing that would be maybe 2 or 3 times a week. I might personally text or message each of my challengers who are being active in the group. Because my thinking is like in Hitch, you know, the movie Hitch, how if you've never seen it, I'm sorry, go watch it. But the movie Hitch where, what's his name? I can't even remember. The guy who's wanting to go and date the girl who's like super, what's his name? The guy, I can't even remember his name, but he's like the geeky office dude with the glasses, and he like sits in stuff and like makes a mess of himself. Yeah. So like Hitch is talking to him and telling him that he can only come like 90% and the girl has to come the other 10. You know what I mean? And so like you, like as coaches, I feel like we can only give so much of ourselves. We're not paid that much. So I feel like if I'm coming 90% of the way to them and they're not coming back as challengers, then I'm not going to invest as much time in them at that moment. If they come to me and they need more help and they're asking for more help, in addition to, you know, whatever I'm trying to reach out every few weeks, every few, you know, days, depending on where we're at, then I'll be more involved in talking with them. But yeah, it's like the 90-10 rule or the 50-50 rule. Like that's part of why you guys are on this call. You responded to me. And so like, if you hadn't responded, then it would be harder for me to, yeah, Albert Brenneman. You're right. Thank you, Albert. So I know this kind of like, I hope you guys don't feel like this took super long. And if you were doing some of it along with me, great. If you weren't, I know I wasn't actually doing a whole lot. I was just talking about it. But like just talking about it, it took maybe 40 minutes, if even that, like 30, 40 minutes to talk about it. You guys can do your power hour in, 30, 40 minutes. You can do it in up to an hour if you add in follow-ups, but like the basic parts of my power hour is always talking to my new people, adding value, and conversations and invites. If I get only that done, and then I maybe try and follow up with 2 or 3 people, then I call that a good day. Like it just, sometimes I can't talk to as many people. I don't have as much time, and that's okay. That's why I love TeamZ. And if you guys don't have it, it's free for a month. And so like, even if you don't have to put any credit card information in, it's $25 a month for our team. It's like specifically created for Beachbody coaches. And I feel like it's helped me so much in like just keeping me organized, keeping me like on target with talking to people consistently and following up with people at certain dates. I'm a little behind, honestly, on my follow-ups. But 3 days or 4 days behind on my follow-ups is a lot better than I was before. I was way behind. And so anyway, there's about 3 minutes left, but that's kind of, I'll share this checklist with you guys. You can kind of use it as a guideline. And then like, if you finish and you're completely done with everything on your list, then I always go back to the beginning. I go back and I try and add more people, add more value, start more conversations. Because the more people you're talking to, the more likely it is that you're going to be able to find people who are going to help, who you're going to be able to help the most. So I'm losing my voice because I've already talked for like 5 hours today. No. But we have like a minute or two. Do you guys have any questions that you want to share real quick? You can unmute yourselves. Oh, I got you.
I can't think of any right now. I'm sure I'll think of some when we get off of the call.
That's okay. You can talk to me about questions later too.
Okay.
Danae, this is Julie. I honestly haven't really done all the 7-day trainings I'm supposed to do because I work all day.
No, it's hard. I know.
But I was feeling like a walking advertisement, but man, that made that so easy. And I'm like, I can do this.
Okay. Well, I'm glad that was helpful because I feel like honestly, and Ashley and Julie, you guys are two of my newest coaches. So can you guys tell me, like, just send me a message maybe if you have started the 7-day training and give me like your honest opinion about it, because it's not one that I made, and I want to try and personalize my trainings a little bit if I can for you guys. And so if you guys feel like it's too much, if you feel like it would be more helpful to just try the 21-day coach training that we have, or just jump into the 5 to 15 minute videos a day or whatever. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out what would be the best thing to help you guys in the situations that you're in.
I just need to do it, and our internet sucks, and so every time I try and do it,
The internet crashes.
But I started on it, so I need to just keep going.
Okay. So just kind of give me some feedback on it. If you get like 2 or 3 days into it, like give me some feedback on if it's too overwhelming. And Julie, if you need it broken down a little more, let me know. I can try and break it down for you. Okay.
Yeah, I just find that after I'm done with work during the day, I seriously don't want to be on the computer anymore.
Well, you know what might help you is to listen to it. Like you may not be able to watch everything, but listening to it might help. And that would be like good personal development and things too. But if anything, you can always just start with where you're at right now. And then just keep asking questions as you go. And